Day 3 Dragon Invitational number 1, gonna be Daisy versus Seed. Oh, Daisy actually changed to Protoss. I knew he wasn't a Terran.
Yeah, this is going to be our only PvP today.
Yep. Our only crazy laser battle today. Alright, spawning in the upper right of Frost, very large map. Our red Protoss player, it is Seed.
Spawning in the bottom right corner here on Frost, we have our blue Protoss. It is Daisy.
Representing Team Wave Spider. Look at that awesome logo.
I don't like spiders. Even the logo scares me. Even the text of the word strikes fear in my heart.
Frightens me. It's just the shape is so scary, you know?
Let me tell you, I'm just happy I'm not playing him right now.
Whoa, bro. Bringing spiders to the match, that's just cheesy. This is a big map. Definitely could anticipate seeing possibly some Phoenix play come out of these players. The speed of Phoenix is definitely being optimal on this map. Chronoing out those probes as mad as possible. No proxies going out right now, so I don't think we're going to see any 2 gates, any early shenanigans. Could still see some proxy stargates. Definitely happens. Identical gateway timings. Both players going for a 13 gateway here.
Now, I know Protoss don't particularly enjoy PvP battles, but I certainly do. I find that they're very exciting, very micro-intensive.
Yeah.
The various, deviations they can have in their builds are also very exciting. Will they go for an early robo? Will they go for a blink play? Will they go for
Stargate play?
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
is the alternate as well.
Right.
I think Colossus, like Zealot Archon Colossus, is really, really, really powerful. So I think one of the players may do that. We'll just have to wait and see, though.
Immortals almost always making an appearance in PvP. They are very useful against various units, against Stalkers, against Colossi, what have you.
Seed's going to get the first scout and going to guess correctly on this map. This is very nice to see. Meanwhile, both players rocking identical builds. Both drop double gases, both dropping the Cyber Core right away. So no early gate pressure. They're both going to tech a little bit more. I think they're both also waiting to make a Stalker, neither one opting for a defensive Zealot. Not quite needing it in PvP, to be honest. Doing that pro-Karass. Daisy kind of inferred the location of his opponent by that scout. Also going to get the first scout off. Very, very small delay in his scout, so no real disadvantage to be had here.
Very, very similar builds coming out.
Yeah.
The first deviation being a Stalker versus a Sentry.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Sentry can easily block that ramp from any early aggression.
Mothership Core is coming down for both players. That defensive unit, also with some offensive capabilities. Nice to see. Ooh, Stargate comes out of Daisy there, so there's that deviation. Not spending as much gas on any sort of sentries, instead going right up to Stargate. As to that, he starts a sentry. Whatever. I don't even care.
Interested to see what we'll see out of that Stargate. Will it be an Oracle? Will it be a Void Ray? What will it be?
Man, you just don't see Void Rays pop up that often in PvP, to be honest.
What's it going to do?
Natural coming out of Seed. Ahead of any sort of natural.
Another
also,
Stargate coming down a little late.
Yeah.
Behind his opponent. Wow, these builds are very, very similar. They've kind of come to terms with the same preparation for their PvP battles. This Mothership Core on patrol. The other one going to come around for an easy scout. He's going to peek on over that edge. Confirm that he's also expanding. Not going to see any early aggression from his opponent. He's going to return home, feel a little bit more comfortable in his own skin, continue to macro out what he had planned.
We're seeing an Oracle come out of Daisy's Stargate here. Going to poke in, I imagine, an attempt to get some of those tasty, tasty probe kills. It definitely could strike at an opportune moment. He only has a Stalker Sentry, which is now enough to clean up or to kind of push away an Oracle. Could still get good damage on it, though.
Hallucinated Phoenix can go ahead and confirm some more scouting information.
Gotta
He
see
saw
the
the
Oracle
expansion
as well,
Definitely
so,
saw the Oracle
yeah.
passing. Just a glimpse of it.
Yep.
Just a glimpse, and let's see how he preps it home for this.
Ooh,
He
his
has a Phoenix.
pops out just in time. That is beautiful.
One probe goes down, two will go down before falling.
Yep, 2.
Very
Oracle's-
nice out of seed. Perfect timing on that Phoenix.
It's almost impossible to stop an Oracle from getting any kills at all. Like, it's almost guaranteed to get at least 1 or 2. It kills so quickly. And now both players are pumping Phoenixes. Seed's not really behind on that count because he had a faster... I'm sorry, Daisy's not really behind on the Phoenix count right now because he had an earlier Stargate.
Very true.
So losing that was not huge. Both players just at 2 Phoenixes. I'm loving that we're seeing Phoenix play come out, by the way. It's really fun to see.
Makes you wonder if he could have saved the 2 probes by making that Stargate a little earlier with the timing of that Phoenix pop out, but...
Yeah, possibly. Seed's going to push out his Phoenixes, going to poke across.
And the builds continue to be extremely similar.
Yeah, super close to each other right now.
Do we even have a ground unit out for either player right
They
now?
both build
We have
sentries and
they have
stalkers. That really basic defense force. We're seeing a second Stargate coming out of Seed right
wow,
now.
some quick harass here. This micro will be quite interesting as we see
Ooh, nice
equal number.
advantage taken by Daisy. The micro on that Phoenix.
Oh wow!
it's
Look at them being
beautiful.
pulled backwards like that. That was just
That was lovely.
like synchronized swimming.
It really is. Phoenix battles are so much fun to watch. They're such microable units. I would say one of the most microable units in StarCraft 2 and HOTS. Replenishing
Fleet
those
Beacon
Phoenixes.
coming down from Spider Daisy.
Yeah, he's going full Stargate, I think. I don't think he's bothering with the ground forces at all. I think we could see some Tempest play come out very quickly. I think he'll go for a third base before he goes to that, though. I think he needs a lot more gas income.
Yeah,
to happen.
I would say 2 more gas would be pretty cool to see. And the builds continue to be very similar.
And neither player's actually had any sort of ground assault occur whatsoever. Like, no ground forces have been moved towards the enemy base. It's been purely an air battle.
Perfect scout timing. Sees that Fleet Beacon.
Absolutely.
And the range upgrade on the Phoenixes are going to come down.
Neon Pulse Crystal is very important in any Phoenix versus field. You'll immediately notice the difference as one player just has total dominance and can kite for days over the other Protoss. Fleet Beacon also coming down.
Little late, being that the upgrade is about halfway finished for Daisy. He will have that advantage, and I hope to see him take advantage of that, as well as +1 air upgrades coming down for him.
Yep.
So he's going to be on quite a bit of a power play for a little bit of time until Seed decides to also grab +1. His Pulse Crystals will be quite far behind. They'll be just starting as his opponents are just finishing. So any more Phoenix micro or Phoenix aggression is not going to go well for Seed, being that we did see some superior micro come out of Daisy, and now he has the upgrade advantage. Pulse Crystals finally coming down for Seed at around the 11-minute mark.
That's Daisy getting Pulse Crystals, actually. Oh, I'm sorry, starting. You're right. Just starting. It's finished up, though, for Daisy, so he's pushing out, taking advantage of that timing he's now acquired. The lasers are flying. He baits that overcharge, can no longer push over that natural.
And for those that don't know, that overcharge does just about, if not exactly, the damage of a photon cannon. It's just got so much more HP
And
that
range.
it's just worth running away.
Yeah,
especially if
absolutely.
you're a Phoenix. Can't shoot down.
Nope.
Kind of awkward.
It is.
Some people can't turn left. Phoenixes just can't shoot down.
Nope, no big deal. They're not.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a lot of Phoenixes right there. He's been pumping 2 this entire time, while Daisy's been only getting 1 at a time.
I mean, this is cool and all, but what happens when their Phoenixes have their battle? Where's the follow-up damage to the base? There's no ground army here.
Yeah, it's really not been established just yet. He made 1 more Zealot.
They're just racing for air superiority right now. Kind of an arms race between these 2 Protoss players. A third base comes down earlier for Daisy, and we see a pylon being... or warping in some Zealots.
The first ground assault is getting cleaned up right away.
Kind of a lighthearted attempt by Seed.
Yep. Oh, Phoenix is meeting together here.
The upgrade advantage going to come into play for Daisy. Both Pulse Crystals have been researched at this point, so the range is the same on these Phoenix. Daisy's going to have to be a little bit more careful dancing around this Photon Cannon. His Zealot gets picked off while trying to solely take down that pylon. Photon Cannon going to be activated, and the Phoenixes are going to go to work. Let's see if this +1 upgrade advantage is going to help.
Oh, getting crushed right here.
Completely
Seed is
crushed by
absolutely
Seed's
murdering.
extra numbers. He elected to forego that upgrade to grab a couple extra Phoenixes, and wow,
Yeah,
the difference that has made.
He was pumping 2 at a time while his opponent was only pumping 1 at a time, and we are now seeing the air dominance out of Seed. No sort of, no Tempests have come down in the production queue. Still just pumping those Phoenixes. Wiping out the Phoenix of his opponent. Very nice move, not letting him get back up in that count. Instead, we see Daisy has started to move into Templars and going for Archons. He needs to switch out of this. He no longer has that Phoenix advantage that he'd like to have. This Assault, though, is going to be very deadly on the third.
Stalker immediately gets picked off. Another warp in from Seed, as this is just going to continue to escalate. GG comes out of Daisy.